Okay, so I think I figured out why they did what they did. Um, Last night I was watching a video on YouTube. It was a fashion show, right? And they had these models that were modeling bathing suits. So I was planning to do a show on how the realistic expectation of European women when it comes to relationship, and how they don't really listen to men when men speak about what they want in a woman, right? Because all they hear is blah 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 blah, and in their mind it's like, I don't give a shit. I want what I want, and I don't care what you say. I want what I want. Okay, so you can want a woman who don't wear wigs, who wears her hair natural. I don't care about what you want. This is what I want. This is what I want to wear, and that's it, right? And so when they get rejected by men, or men don't take them seriously, then they get angry, right? But they're not truly listening to what men has to say, right? So I had took a couple of screenshots of some of the black women models on there to do a show about that, because I hear a lot of, when you look at these shows that a lot of these European women come on, like Kendra G and other shows, Just Pearly Things, and the late great Kevin Samuels. The type of most of the majority of women are come on these shows, right, to say this is what I want. This is what kind of man I want. Doesn't matter if they're overweight, if they're obese, if they're not as attractive as they think they are. Um, they all think that they're 10, right? And they all looking for the same type of man, okay, which is this high earner man, right? So I wanted to because I haven't seen anybody do this, because these men, they talk about what they want. They want a woman that's fit, feminine, agreeable, supportive, inspirational, right? And who have wife qualities and wife skills, you know. But because a lot of these women don't have those qualities, they still want those men, and then they get angry. The so then now they look at the average man, right, who's not a high earner, and now they think that they're too good for those men. Okay, so they're angry. Then they turn into these. Well, I'm going to get into a relationship with another woman because if she and I were on the same income level, we could buy a house together. We can do all this together, right? Okay. I mean, this is the mental, and this is the majority of European women. This is their way of thinking. So I kind of want to do a comparison to their physical features compared to the physical features of these models walking the runway, right, from this fashion show. Because the type of man that they want the woman that looks like those models that's walking the runway. And remember, not all the models, they're not all that skinny. They're not, there are some of them are would consider to be thick, but not overweight, because they might be tall, maybe a little bit overweight, right? So they might be tall, like 5'10", maybe 170 pounds heavy, but they carry it well, and they're tight. They don't have like big bellies or sagging boobs, anything like that, and such and such. And a lot of times, look, I'll excuse some women who have children. I understand that, but still, you can still go to the gym and still work out. You can find time to do that. You can sit down in the nail salon for 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get your nails done. You can go to the hair salon for sit down for like 3 hours or 4 hours, however long it takes to get your hair done. You can spend half an hour every single day going to the gym, or even 40 minutes going to the gym, right? You can do that. So I want to do that video, and of course, and I start thinking about why they turn off the internet is because, again, they didn't want me to do this video. Because again, they have a narrative that they've put into the minds of European women, and one that is detrimental to their self-being, to their psychology, and to their health. Okay. And so anybody, and this is why I think that they killed Sullivan Sanders. I Kevin Sanders. I don't think he might have died of whatever he said that, but I think that they induced it. Okay. So, and you know, I'm like, wow, this is it. So I was on Facebook, and I was looking at this storyline, right, by this woman who is fit, she's feminine, and then they started with the police sirens. I said, oh, okay, so that kind of triggered that flashback from, and I said, okay, maybe that's probably the reason why, you know, because they want us to keep believing in their lies. And I posted another video of Dr. Amos Wilson. It's called Black Poverty is on the Rise, a lecture by Dr. Amos Wilson. And everything he said in that video is absolutely 100% correct. And I kept saying to myself, it's a reason why they blacklisted these scholars, these black psychologists who were trying to tell us what we need to do to get out of the condition that they have us in. Right? But they were blackballed. I shouldn't say blackballed, but they were whiteballed. They were whitelisted. They were driven out of universities. They were called troublemakers. All these terms that they use against us, right? Particularly those of us with the knowledge and those of us with the credentials, and when we're not following their scripted narratives, right? But when we're trying to tell people the truth, and like I said, I don't have a degree in psychology. I don't have. I'm not an accredited scholar, what have you, such. But over the past decade and a half, I've been doing a lot of research because of the things that was happening to me and others like me, other targeted individual people. Okay, and one of the things that I understood was the use of psychology in conditioning us, the use of technology that they claim does not exist, but was proven that it does exist, and how they try to shut us down for speaking the truth, right? So for me, being who I am in terms of caring about other black, because I've actually had other black people say to me, why do you care about other black people? Why are you so passionate about that? I just live my life and everybody else lives theirs. If every one of us have that mentality, just like if to say every one of us who in the past had that mentality and didn't stand up and fight for what's right, we wouldn't be where we are today. Despite the still ongoing oppression, the ongoing theft of black wealth, right? But now they're trying, as you see, they're trying to repeal those things. Look what's happening in Florida, right, with the voter suppression. Look what happened with all these white high school kids getting black kids to participate in mock slave auctions, in reenacting George Floyd's death. And what is it about young black kids that would participate in these things? What is it that their parents are not teaching them to make them say no? Or to say, how about we do a mock slave auction where your little white asses is on the auction block and we're trading and we're selling you guys? How about that? How would you feel? So listen, they've tried every single thing to silence me, and they continue to. And I know they will continue to. But I'll continue to speak, and it's because I continue to speak is why they continue to target me in the method and the veracity and the extreme ways in which they're targeting me. And that's fine. And now my phone saying my temperature on my phone